This is the Digital Trust Podcast. In every episode, we strive to bring support to those of you who serve on the front lines and in the trenches of data and technology. We endeavor to bring understanding to the under-resourced and underappreciated, help remove your stress, and provide relief to your pain. Welcome to the Digital Trust Podcast. Sit down with us as we give you hard-hitting advisory conversations to help you build digital trust with your stakeholders and clients, and actionable takeaways to help you become a digitally trustworthy organization.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Digital Trust Podcast. And once again, we have Gabriel Friedlander. He's the CEO of Wizer Awareness Training. Gabriel, welcome to the show once more.
Great to be here.
Fantastic. What I want to talk about, and I have no idea where this is going to go today, but I'm a little bit excited about it, is the subject of insurance, and particularly cyber insurance. Now, why don't we start by tying the two concepts together of awareness training and cyber insurance? Where does awareness training actually fit into a cyber insurance policy?
So, carriers want to insure you. The problem is that a lot of organizations don't even have the minimal security posture in order to be insurable. So the underwriters, when they go and assess your business, they look at that, and it used to be okay back in the day, like 4 or 5 years ago, you would have gotten insurance, doesn't matter what you have, but the claims have been went skyrocketing. And today, a lot of those carriers understand that they can't accept the risk. At the minimum, there is a few things you should have. One of them is security awareness, because if your people are totally unaware of the cyber risks, then you're just too high of a risk to be insured. So we work with many carriers, and they bundle Wizer within the policy. But not just Wizer, there's a stack. It could be different products. At the minimum, I think the carriers are asking for some kind of endpoint protection. They want awareness. They want backups. Some like basic things that you should have in order to be considered even for insurance.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's a good start to this discussion, and I appreciate you merging those two things together and explaining that. Diving a little deeper and maybe going somewhat historical, like you said, maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on what it's like today. Where are we at today? Because what I had seen a lot of in the past, particularly from my insurance days and the days following, is filling out an application, brokers getting clients and underwriters getting brokers to get clients to fill out applications, and it tests that things were in place. And so long as the application was complete, the risk would be evaluated on that basis. But like you said, lots of claims, not good loss ratios for insurance means lower profitability, and that's not really sustainable. Has that been changing a little bit? Have you seen a progression from that place?
Yes and no, because there is a distance between the carrier and the actual insurer, and the broker is in the middle. So the carrier may ask for a lot of things, but the policyholder may not implement those things and may not even be fully aware because they work with the broker. Now, a lot of the brokers are also not aware because they're not educated about cybersecurity. Just remember who the broker is. You probably call your broker. The existing broker that you have for other things, for property, whatever, like you've been asked for a cyber insurance, who do you go to? You go to your broker. So the broker that doesn't understand anything about cybersecurity, they go to different carriers they work with and try to get the best policy for you, just like they got a policy for anything else, for your car, for your property. They go by price. So they're just delivering to you the information that is usually the price and not what you need to do, because they don't even understand exactly what needs to be done.
Yeah, the best coverage for the lowest premium.
Yeah. And I think And again, not intentionally, but I think a lot of brokers are doing a disservice without knowing it for their clients because they're giving them the cheapest policy versus the best policy. Because there are a lot of policies, for example, with carriers that we work with, that have additional components included, like the security awareness, that if you were to go to buy it on your own, that's money. EDRs, backups. So the more upcoming cyber security insurance policies have bundles inside of products. They may not be the cheapest because they have additional products bundled into them. But if you're just buying the cheapest one, you'll need to either go buy on your own all the missing components, or if you were not aware of what you're signing, you're not going to do anything. And then when a claim comes, now you're lacking the basics that you attested, to. So, and the broker doesn't know that. So I think it's really important to also work with the right broker, ask questions, because you can save a lot of money by going with sometimes a little bit more expensive policy that bundles a lot of things that you may already have, and you may rip and replace other solutions that you have because now you got it for free with your policy. Look for brokers that have experience in cyber insurance. Don't just automatically go to your broker. Or if you do go to your broker, ask questions, because when you start asking questions, then they do start to, widen their due diligence and widen their search for when they look for a policy. So, and unfortunately, that gap still exists big time, where the carrier and the policyholders don't talk. So, but it all starts from the policyholder. If you're the policyholder and you're getting insurance, make sure that you also talk to the carrier or ask the broker hard questions, so it doesn't end up with just the lowest cost policy.
That completely makes sense. I mean, in a sense, you get what you pay for. Gabriel, what would you say to a company that has little to no cybersecurity maturity and experience, that is looking to, reduce that risk or get covered, if you will? Somebody that's looking at insured, in other words, a company that's looking to be insured by an insurer, they might just say to themselves, well, I'm going to go get an insurance policy, a cyber insurance policy, and then we're covered. And that's kind of step one for them. How would you advise somebody in those shoes?
I would go the opposite. I would say, guys, a policy doesn't prevent you from being hacked. A lot of people just never been hacked, so they don't know what goes into it. There is a lot of times you're going to be sued. It involves lawyers, people that come in and recover. Those are the things that the policy, and ransomware as well, those are the things that the policy may cover. But if you go out of business because you lost your reputation, you don't have access to your data anymore, that's not going to help you. Nobody's going to pay for your business. If you were worth millions and your business goes down the drain, nobody's going to cover that. They're going to cover the lawsuits. They're going to cover the people that are trying very hard to bring you back to business, but this won't deal with the actual threat. So I suggest that it's just another tool in your toolkit, but it's not something that will protect you. And if anything, a lot of companies that are not secure and have a policy and criminals know about it, just imagine what they think. If you're a criminal and here is a company totally unsecured, they have spent $0 on securing their perimeters and their cloud and all of that, but they have insurance. So it's easy to hack and there's somebody to pay.
That's the perfect combination. It's a good business for cyber criminals, right?
Yeah, you just put a huge target on you because you're easy to hack and you have somebody that will pay the ransom or whatever it is. So never outsource the risk like that. It just pays for a lot of headache, and I think doesn't cost a lot relatively to what you get a policy. So I think it's a great tool to have, a cyber policy. And if you buy the right policy, you're also going to save a lot of money because you're going to get a lot of tools, which will actually may even save you money. Like you may be getting money back because the list of tools they have, if you're already paying for those and you rip and replace them, you're going to be saving money. The policy plus those tools will cost less than the tools that you are removing. So you have to look at the bigger picture and not only at the cost of the policy. See what else you're getting, because if you're a more mature company, you probably already have a backup. You probably already have security awareness. You probably already have some kind of EDR. You may be getting all of that for free or for a huge discount from the insurance company.
So for the mature companies, consider what your insurance policy can cover from a tools perspective to save costs. And then if you are a less mature organization, let's say, consider the risks that the target that you're painting on your back for cyber criminals to have those deep pockets to pay with low cyber defenses. And another risk as well, which is if you've misrepresented on your insurance application, it's unlikely that your insurance policy is worth the paper that it's printed on and that it will actually cover you in the event of a claim.
That's why in any case, it's good to look at what the policy has, because like you said, actually, like if you are not mature enough, then you really want those tools, because you can't replace security with a policy. But the policy comes with tools, so you can become more secure just by buying the policy if you implement the tools they gave you. So first of all, don't just go for the cheapest policy. And if you are a mature company, you may be saving money just by getting the policy and replacing the tools you have with the free ones that you got from the policy. So in any ways, look at what you're getting, not only at the cost of the policy. Look what else you're getting.
Absolutely. The coverage and the tools and all of the services that go along with it.
And preferably work with a broker that understands what they're doing when it comes to cybersecurity. It's worth it.
We'll put a little list or a toolkit together, an insurability toolkit maybe in the description of this episode. That's all the time we have today, Gabriel. Thank you so much once again for being part of us for this episode and for the whole series. And I want to say a special thank you to the viewers and to the listeners who were part of this conversation and spending their time with us today. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us today on the Digital Trust Podcast. If you found this conversation helpful, please share it with someone you care about. And if you'd like to receive our monthly newsletter, please click the link in the description to subscribe. And to put your mind at ease, our newsletter will include episode summaries with key points and actionable takeaways, plus a heads up on the upcoming episode guests. Rest assured, it won't be a spammy sales message, and we will never sell or share your information. Thanks again for tuning in, and we will see you on the next episode.